Hello and welcome to Schmetterling Showgirls.
Hallo, ich bin Dorian Dietrich. I'm Dorian and I'm a showgirl in the San Francisco Bay Area and I am learning German. And this is...
I'm Suprema de la Rouge, a German native who helps Dorian to learn German, also living in the San Francisco Bay Area. And we are the Schmetterling Showgirls.
So I very selfishly decided that we would make this German learning channel for you, but really for me, to help improve my German and have a little fun showgirl time in the process. Why don't you join us on this journey, even if you're just here for a little bit of glitz and glam, but you'll also learn a little German along the way. So let's get started.
Hallo, ich heiße Suprema. Wie heißt du?
Ich heiße Dorian. Ich wohne in Kalifornien. Wo wohnst du?
Oh, ich wohne in San Francisco. So what you just heard was the very basic way of introducing yourself and telling someone where you're living. Hallo, wie heißt du means hello. What is your name? Ich heiße, and then your name means my name is. It's a little different from English, as we don't really use name in this sentence, but we have the word heißen, which means to name, basically. We were also talking about where we live. The question wo wohnst du means where do you live? And the answer was ich wohne in, which means I live in, which is a very direct translation from English to German. Californian means California. It's just a little bit different from the English word, but instead of a C, we write it with a K, and the ending is different.
Duzen Sie mich bitte nicht!
Oh, Entschuldigung. Guten Tag, wie heißen Sie?
Ich heiße Herr Dietrich.
Oh, hallo, Herr Dietrich. Wo wohnen Sie?
Ich wohne in München. Und wo wohnen Sie?
Ich wohne in San Francisco.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
What a gruff, dastardly fellow.
Yes, but I mean, he was right. He was a person I didn't know, so I had to address him differently than you because I know you very well.
Are you trying to tell me that in German we have different ways of addressing people depending on our relationship to them?
Yes, we do. That is a little bit hard for English speakers to understand, but we have something called the formal and the informal you. So how do you know if you need to use the informal or the formal you? Well, here's the difference. If you're talking to a friend like me to Dorian, or you're talking to your partner, or you're talking to a family member, or a coworker that you know really, really well, or a younger child, you would normally use the informal you. But if you talk to someone you don't know at all, let's say a cashier in a supermarket, an elderly person, maybe someone at work that you don't know at all, you would use the formal you, again, as you don't know that person very well.
So Suprema, let me ask you a question. We're friends, but we haven't always been super close. There was a time when we were meeting each other for the first time. So how would I know when it's okay to start using du instead of sie?
You mean using the informal you instead of the formal you?
Correct.
We have in German this very interesting word that's called duzen. And if I translate it literally, it means to give someone the label you or to do you, which sounds a little dirtier than it actually is. If I will tell you that you're allowed to duzen mich, it only means that you're now allowed to use the informal you with me instead of the formal you, because we are close enough that I think it's fine if you're using an informal you with me.
When you are addressing someone informally rather than formally, you would use their given name rather than their surname, or last name, as we would say in American English. So if Suprema was referring to me as Sie, then I would be Frau Dietrich, or our friend over there, Herr Dietrich, wherever he is. But once first name basis and using du, then I would be Dorian.
To summarize again what we just talked about, if you want to address someone informally and ask them what their name is, you would say, wie heißt du?
But if you need to address them formally, you would ask them, wie heißen Sie? And if you want to ask them where they live, you would ask them, wo wohnen Sie?
If you would ask them where they live and it's a person you already know, which is then an informal you would say, wo wohnst du?
We'll get more into the difference in these verb forms in a future lesson.
Here are some examples for you to use to practice what you just learned. Okay, how would you ask this person what their name is? If you said, wie heißen Sie, this is correct. This is a person we don't know, so we would address them in a formal way.
How would you ask this child, who looks like they're a little lost, where they live? Did you say, wo wohnst du? Well, then you're right. Congratulations.
Here we have a classroom setting. How would the teacher ask the student what their name is? If you said, wie heißt du, that is correct. We have a teacher and a student situation where the student is a child, and it is okay for the teacher here to use the informal you.
You're at the office and you have a new employee and you need to ask them where they live. How do you do this? You would say, wo wohnen Sie? Did you get it right? I know you did because you're so smart. And we taught you the Schmetterling
Showgirls.
So that's our show today. Thanks for coming and learning a little.
Wait. We still have one more feature.
Wait, did I forget something?
Yeah, the word of the week.
Word of the week.
Yes, we have the word of the week for you guys. Yes. So every week we're going to present to you a word and you have to guess what it means in English. So you're going to learn something new at the end of the show as well.
I love it. Tell us what the word of the week is.
The word of the week is die Kinder. And you will be presented here with 3 choices. What do you think it means? If you thought this word means the children, then you are right.
And even if you got it wrong, you still learned something, which is winning in my book.
Yes. And also, one more thing. This little word in front of Kinder, which stands for the, that's something we call an article.
No, you're making my brain hurt. Stop right there. German's tricky with all these little extra words. We'll tell you a little more about that in a future episode. So,
yes, we will.
Hit that subscribe button.
And then at the very end, we would love to hear more from you in the comments. Dorian?
I love meeting new people. I hope you do too. So why don't you take what you learned today and introduce yourselves to us in the comments in German. Use your German.
And tell us also where you live. That would be even more awesome.
Yeah, so we can come and creep on you. Just kidding. We wouldn't do that. Well, that's all from us. So until next time, cheers. I'm the dark one and she's the light one. It works. I am a devil. You are an angel. Angel.
And enge. Ha ha ha, I wish.
Like, I'm on that from the internet with my testicles.
If you thought the word means deep children.
Schmetterling Showgirls, sponsored by Gerolsteiner.